everyone, it's Stephanie.
It's Emily.
And today we are just going to do a monthly wrap-up for the month of July. And just to see what we've been up to this past month, which books we reviewed, what content videos we've had out there, etc. So, yay!
So to start off, for our first video of July, it was our book bingo challenge of fulfilling the LGBT romance slots. And I felt like that one was a really interesting pick because generally, like we both said in that video, we don't really read often that category of literature. And so when we really went out of our way, I ended up choosing a classic. You ended up choosing more of a contemporary YA.
Yeah.
So it would be great to see like what your reaction kind of, anyone else who watches the video, what your reaction is to our pick. So feel free to like click the video corresponding video and let us know overall.
Yeah, and the video after that we did was we finally concluded our 13 Reasons Why series recap. We've been like doing this forever, I feel like. But this last one was the finale. We covered episodes 11, 12, and 13. So you definitely check that out. And we also discussed about what we thought about for season 2. So check it out if you're interested in just hearing the recap again, or if you want to know about, whether or not what we think about for the second season.
Then following that particular pick, we ended up going over our Cancer horoscope ones. And through that, we kind of ended up picking up pretty good books that we felt like really were a good fit for the characteristics of Cancer. So definitely check that one out.
The video we did after that was our top overhyped books. So that one was about, which books that we thought were a little too overhyped for our opinions, that probably didn't really deserve all that hype. But these are just our opinions, of course. So you can check that video out to see if you agree with us or not, and if there's other books that you think were also overhyped, so we can take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, and definitely let us know about if you agree or disagree with our choices. And then following that is our book of the month follow-up with, what was it?
Behind Our Eyes.
Yes. Okay, so our book of a month follow-up with Behind Our Eyes. And that one was sort of a thriller, thriller fantasy. Kind of like borderline thriller fantasy. Paranormal. Suspense. It was like a whole like salad of like different types of genres, and overall like it was a very interesting read. I would say like it was one of those books where like you can't really guess the ending until it kind of hits you most of the time. Or you're like well into this book before you really can figure it out. So definitely let us know if you happen to have the same experience with this book yourself, and if whether or not you agree with like our assessment of the story.
And the video we did after that was a TV show / book comparison for the series Anne with an E, otherwise known as Anne of Green Gables. So that was interesting. We actually discussed about whether or not there would be season 2, which we really hope there will be, just because like it leaves in such a cliffhanger. And in the video, I remember talking about how what was it like? We weren't sure who was going to renew it. At that time when we filmed it, we weren't sure who was in charge of renewing, because apparently it was like a dual ownership with CBC and Netflix. And I remember looking at it and I was thinking to myself that I think it was CBC that didn't do well, but I guess they are going to renew it.
Netflix is going to take it over.
No, Netflix, they're still waiting. According to the girl commented, she said that Netflix, they're waiting on Netflix. And that CBC, I guess they did well on the show, but I guess maybe in Canada they have a different rating system, because I don't think in America those numbers would have been considered like excellent. So I guess if we did it, I came with it for like an American point of view, like a US point of view. But hopefully regardless, we hope they renew it, just because it is a very underrated classic, and it's a very good classic, I think, in my opinion. I don't know about you, but I feel like I really enjoyed it this younger, so hopefully.
So just because you brought it up, my main input about Anna with Green Gables is that I feel like it's a very enduring, sweet story. Like around that time, there was a lot of orphan stories. My favorite one is The Secret Garden, so it's kind of like on the same take of like the Secret Garden, the princess. Not Princess Bride, but the
Oliver Twist.
The Little Princess, Oliver Twist, that sort of theme of stories. So overall, like the show itself, I feel like has kind of brought It's like in our actual review of it as well, we also talked a little bit about like how it kind of departures from usual like the earlier adaptations. So definitely like see if you're interested, watch the video and let us know about how you feel about that as well. Okay, our second to last individual video is Startup, and this book is also another pick from Book of the Month, and it is a contemporary, I guess semi-realistic portrayal of how startup culture kind of is right now in this 21st century, and it follows along a lot of characters that are kind of our age at the moment in this big urban environment, and in that sort of like Silicon-ish like setting, Silicon Valley as in like the show itself, if you like need sort of a visual on what it kind of is like. And we kind of gave our input about how first like what we thought of the story, what we also thought of the author, because we know that like she was a debut novelist, but she also was like a BuzzFeed editor or writer for a while, and also like our overall take on like the startup culture itself and how it's actually impacted us and like how we view like work and opportunities in general. So I thought that was a pretty interesting pick, regardless of how like we felt about the story.
Yeah, and then finally our last video was another book review of All Grown Up, and that one we discussed about the last two books.
Book of the month.
Yeah, all the book of the month. It was also the last two books we reviewed were also based in New York. They're both based in New York. Funny. So it's also about a girl who's named Andrea. She's in New York, and you basically just see her as she, grows up into adulthood and how she's still growing even though she's like 40 years old. So check that review out if that seems interesting to you. It's also written kind of in short stories format, just as a side note for those who...
As a warning.
Yeah. Because this doesn't really show that it's like written in that kind of format, but just as a notice to everyone who were not aware or are not aware. But yeah.
Short stories are good. They're healthy for you. Anyway, that kind of sums up overall what we've done for July. Definitely thank you for being here to watch us as we've like kind of like grown through the months. And keep in touch with any sort of subscription below or comments. And we also have...
Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. That's my lingo now, by the way, guys.
And so overall, definitely can't wait till what we're going to read or review in August. So see you then.
All right, bye.
Bye.